I think one of the worst problems in Western discourse, and it probably is a problem in discourse of every kind, including non-Western ones, is that we love to imply or suggest that we follow certain rules that we're going to impose on other countries when in fact we constantly violate those rules all the time. It's one of the reasons why there's so much resentment against American hegemony in the world. They're seeking alternatives in BRICS. So just to give you an example, I heard from Emily, oh, this is a war about confronting brutal dictators, and brutal dictators are the ones who often start wars. The United States' closest allies in the Middle East, and increasingly Israel's as well, are all brutal dictatorships. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the Emiratis, the Egyptians, the Jordans, the Bahrainis, etc. We love to embrace and prop up dictatorships. We're not against dictatorships. We love dictators as long as they serve our interests. The second thing is this idea that we're going to just sanction Russia. We've been sanctioning Cuba, a tiny little island in the middle of the Caribbean, for 65 years to try and change their government. It hasn't worked. Venezuela, it hasn't worked. Iran, it hasn't worked. And the idea that we're going to choke Russia as a way for them to finally leave this war, I think is preposterous. The third issue, I think that is really worth noting is when, Piers, you just talked about Crimea, Georgia, et cetera. When the United States went into what was then Yugoslavia and broke up, the United States broke Kosovo off from Serbia on the grounds that the people of Kosovo didn't want to be part of Serbia. And at the time, the Russians and a lot of other people in the world, including Putin, were saying, this is a really bad precedent. Europe is pieced together by all these little provinces, and a lot of people in those provinces don't have loyalty to the central government. The people of Crimea, and you can dispute the referendum all you want, anyone who knows Crimea understands that overwhelmingly they identify as Russian and not Ukrainian. Same with people in the eastern provinces in Ukraine. Same with those two breakaway provinces in Georgia. So we're the one who goes around the world demanding sovereignty for various provinces and breaking them off on countries on the grounds that they don't want to be part of those central governments anymore, and then turn around and act like when Putin invokes the same precedent, somehow that is an act of evil, even though it's the same mentality. And the last thing I want to say is, I've been hearing from Ukrainians for 4 years now, oh, just give us more, we're going to expel the problem with this war is that Russia is a gigantic country and Ukraine is a relatively small country. The Russians can keep sending people to fight into the front lines, whereas the Ukrainians are running out of people. They're expanding the age of the people who go. They're people with sicknesses and disabilities. They're not very well trained. They get dragged off the street. They don't want to go. They're fleeing. They're deserting because they know they're being used as cannon fodder. Russia, Europe, and the United States have been drowning Ukraine in billions and billions and billions of dollars of weapons into the fourth year now. And Russia continues to expand how much